All right, everyone. I decided that the poster needed a little extra something, and that something I guess is probably the rock. No, actually, what I want to do is I wanted to add a picture of the creature itself, and to do that, I needed an actor or a famous person that could be in this thing that didn't have any hair to do that. Okay, this guy already looks kind of like a cartoon anyway, so he'll be easily adapted. I also grabbed some horns uh, that I can pop on there, and I already have those placed right here and here. They're roughly placed right now, but that should do the trick. First thing we need to do though is we need to adjust this guy. Now I've already resized the picture and cropped it a little bit. Um, but I need to make them the right color. So uh, we use the tool here, the select tool. Grab just about everything that we need. Okay, let's grab just a little bit more there. There. Okay, that's probably close enough because I'm not cutting him out right now. What I'm doing is just selecting him. So I've selected the background, which is pretty dark, and now I can just inverse my selection. So it's just that part right there. And what I need to do is I need to adjust the color. Okay. The character of Etrigan, the demon, is actually, he has a yellowish skin. So um, let's go ahead and adjust. We could use color balance or we could use hue and saturation. I think hue and saturation would probably work better. So let's go ahead and do that. So here we go. Here's our hue. And remember, hue, if you go different directions, you can get different sorts of results. So right about there, that ought to do it. And add a little more saturation. There, that ought to work just about right. Okay, now horns go there. We'll have to adjust the color with those too. Okay, now what we're going to do, let's deselect. Deselect. There we go. Now what we have to do is we have to sort of morph this guy to look right. Okay, so it's unlocked. What we're going to do is we're going to go to, well, we seem to be hooked on something here. All right. There we go. All right, let's go to liquefy. Now, if you've never used the liquefy tool, it's actually pretty fun. Okay, it lets you warp things. Okay, so this right here, it'll come up. Usually you're supposed to have this thing come up. This is your push. This is your brush. Let's see. There's pucker and bloat, and this is swirl. Okay, so what we want to do is let's grab our push tool. Let's make it pretty big. What we're doing is we're pushing this whole thing out a little bit, making a broader brow. And actually, I think one thing I might want to do is use the bloat tool. To enlarge that proportionately, more or less. Okay, and then let's go back here. I'm going to move this jaw out a little bit. And you don't want to You don't want to push too much because you wind up distorting things a little bit too much. Put the nose up just a little bit. Because in the comics, the demon's got kind of a skeletal almost nose. Okay, that's the easy stuff. Let's make the top of his head a little bit lower and the brow further out. Again, we're kind of furrow those brows a little bit too. Notice how you're able to warp things, get them just the way you want. Now, I'm going to make the brush a little bit smaller. I'm going to change those ears a little bit. So the ears have little fins to them. Now I might need to make some changes along there to make it more believable. I'll probably need to fix that with the with the there. Okay, that'll work. Now what I can do is I can use the clone stamp tool to fix some of this right through here. Okay, I want to keep that fairly subtle. Okay, but for what we need, that should work pretty well. So let's click OK. We have to adapt those right up there. Let's go in and take care of this stuff through here. Now, let's take our clone stamp tool. Let's make it just a little bit smaller. All right about there. Now let's sample this area right through here. There, let's do the same thing up here. A little further. And then just a touch more through here. There, that should work pretty well. Okay. And just to make sure we've got what we need, I'm going to grab a little bit of this. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it. There we go. There, a little patch right there. Took care of a lot of that problem that was created by warping a little bit of his head. So let's, whoa, need to be way smaller. Let that blend it just a touch more. There. Okay. There, that's working pretty well. Now, let's go ahead and fix some of this stuff. So we got the that layer there that we just created. We'll merge that down with the rock and the horns layer. Now this is a pretty simple fix right here, mainly because we don't have to change the color on these. Okay, so let's maybe this needs to be a little bit yellowish, but first we need to blend those edges. So let's grab our eraser tool again. Something like that. Now, let's undo that last little bit. Whoop. There we go. Actually, I need a slightly harder brush right through here. I didn't want that fuzzy edge. Same with that right there. Okay, now I can soften the brush back up. And the placement needs to move just a little bit. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Okay. Now let's maybe, just maybe, they could stand to be a little yellower. So, and this time, instead of using the hue saturation, I think we should use the color balance. We'll see if that works. So let's go ahead and bring in a lot more yellow, maybe a bit more green, until it looks like it matches. That looks like that'll work. Okay. All right, now, last thing we need to do for this guy before we put it into the rest of our thing is do something about these eyes, because they are not right for the character. So let's go ahead and do this the easy way. I'm holding down my shift key as I grab those areas. There's that thing again. Hopefully it's not creating too much of an error. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new layer. We're just going to call this eyes. And we're going to fill that with, let's go with kind of a red. Okay. Now, they're a little rough right now, but that'll work all right, because what we're going to do is we're going to take our eraser tool again and make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to soften up those edges. Actually, a little too much there. There. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of light to this. Um, let's do it this way. Go with an inner glow right there. And There. Something like that. Okay, and there we go. There is our demon Etrigan. And we can take him, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a select all, and I'm going to copy merged. Oh, I'm also going to do a save as. I'll call this. All right. All right, so now we have this guy all fixed the way he's supposed to look, and we can put him in the movie poster. And I don't think you guys need to see me do that because I'm going to shift things around and play around with a little bit to make it work. But I'll post this part, the compositing part, and show you guys the in part 3 probably the finishing touches. Okay, all right. Talk to you later.